My name is Heather Lehman. I live at 620 Main Street, and we run the Talling Stone Inn. I have a few questions to pose to council, and at the very end I'd like to ask the developer a question because this was prepared in advance, and I have a few questions after you spoke. Will the use of the residential units as short-term rental be taxed at a commercial rate? I asked this question at the meeting of November 22nd, and the information session with regard to the tax that would be levied at the residential units when sold as hotel accommodation, and the response to that question reads as follows. This decision will be made by the Property Evaluation Services Corporation and will likely depend on the split use of the units between residential and commercial use. Assuming the residential use is dominant, it is likely that an infrequent use of the dwelling units as hotel-type accommodations will be ignored in the assessment and the taxation of residential units. Since we were first made aware of the project, the proposed use of the building has been changed. The latest version we are aware of states in 5.123, the town and the developer agree that the primary use of the dwelling units included in the development will be for accommodation of a long-term residential tenants. Notwithstanding this primary use, the developer will be permitted to utilize up to 1/3 of the total available room nights of the dwelling units for short-term rental periods of 1 to 30 nights. Having read the previous clause taken from the latest version of the development agreement, one would question whether it's a residential commercial property is being developed, or is it the development of a residential commercial small boutique hotel. Permitting the developer is able to use 1/3 of the total available room nights for short-term rental is a very vague statement. It is not clear whether, and I will give you the 3 scenarios, you can use all 71 units 365 days a year would give you a total of 25,915 units. With 1/3, 8,552 rooms annually. Or you could use 23 units, which is 1/3 of the units, times 365 for 8,395 rooms annually, slightly under the 1/3 ratio. Renting 23 units year-round as short-term rentals and also renting the remaining 48 residential units as seasonal units for the months of June, July, and August. These rooms can be rented during the peak period and still fall within a 33% ratio. Has a provisional tax assessment been submitted to the town with the proposal? How will the value of the property be assessed? Will it be assessed as a rated income and expense data, or will it be a short-term rental of rooms be assessed at the commercial rate? How will the town be able to track and record the actual number of rooms sold on an annual basis? A more detailed proposal with respect to the residential use, commercial use, hotel accommodation, short-term rental, and seasonal accommodation should be submitted, as this will impact the tax rate that is applied to the building, not to mention the actual room construction with regards to the Tourism Accommodation Act of Nova Scotia, to which all new construction is legally bound. Without a precise outline of what the building will be used for, the Planning Commission, the Town Council, and the citizens of Wolfville cannot make an informed decision as to the financial impact and long-term fiscal sustainability of Wolfville. My question to the developer now is, you were saying that you don't actually plan to use it as hotel rooms for a nightly basis, but that's the way you're using it now in Antigonish on some points. So why do you want a clause in there that states that you have the ability or the permission to use the residence as 33% hotel room?
Okay, I'll accept it as a question.
Please, because it really does pertain to my piece. I'm curious why you would want that clause in there.
Thank you. Mr. Barrett, Mr. Lee.